Hello, I'm Dr. Webb with the University of Fairfax. For today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take a Cengage Testbank and to edit it. And in order to use, like for instance, for my particular situation, I needed to take a test bank and edit it and remove all the fill in the blanks and true false. The only thing I wanted is I just want multiple choice questions, and I also want to merge several chapters of the test bank together, chapters from the book together in order to create this new test bank. It's for an exam. All right, now, the first thing we need to do in order to get started is you're going to need to go ahead and log into your Cengage account. And for this example, I'm going to use, let's see, this ISBN. There you go. And let me bring this book up. This is Network Plus Guide to Networks. I'm going to use that book. Well, the first thing I want to do is I need to get the Cognero. I want that included as well with this book. So you got the book, but I also want to include this. You have to include this Cognero. This is an editor that I'm going to use in order to do this, and then add to the resources. Then next, I need to confirm that I am an authorized user. All right. So the next thing you'll notice on your screen is you'll notice it comes up, it brings the book and all the details. But right here, here's the editor that we're going to be using, Cognero. So now we're going to go ahead and access the editor. Okay. The one thing you're going to notice that when you come into the editor now, it included the test bank already. It brought the test bank in for the book that I'm going to be using. And here it is, the Network Plus. And as I click here, I can see all the chapters. These are all the chapters, the associated test banks for each one of the chapters. Okay, so let's get started. So I click on, or I select Create a New Test. And I'll call this test Exam 1. Okay. Then next, I'm going to build a test with questions randomly selected by specific question information, such as, regulatory difficulty and all that kind of stuff. I'll show you what that is in a second. Okay, so you go ahead and select the middle option. Now I tell it that I'm going to use all tests, or all question tests. These are some of the previous tests I've used. I'm not going to use any of those, but I am going to be using the ones out of the book that I just selected, or for the book I just selected. But on this one, because this is going to be an exam, and on this exam, I want to include the first 6 chapters of the book. So all I have to do is select chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we'll select the first 6 chapters, and I'll say next. The next option is I got to tell it as far as the question information that I'm going to be using. Do I want to pull these up based by accreditation standard, a state standard, corporate standard, level of difficulty? I'm going to go with level of difficulty. Okay, now there's 67 of these. 67 of the questions in here are difficult. 122 are easy, and 111 are what they consider moderate. I'm going to pull some of the difficult ones first. Oh, wait a minute. Before I do that, the next thing, the question type. Now, these numbers that you're seeing is all based on a multitude of types of questions. The only thing I want is multiple choice. So I select multiple choice. Now the numbers have dropped. Out of the multiple choice questions, these are my options, okay? So let's go with the first difficulty. And it's gonna keep a running number down on the bottom for me. Edit. Now I'm gonna want a total of, we'll say 30 questions altogether for the students. Because the students are going to have to only take 20. There's only be like 20 questions on their quiz, but I wanted to have that extra 10 so it could, randomly select a few others so that all the tests are going to be looking the exact same. So out of the difficult ones, I'll say give me 28 of those. Then say update. Easy. You know what? I'm going to take them all. Edit. Give me 71 of these. Because now that I'm thinking about it, that's right. For this exam, there's going to be a lot more than just 20 questions. This particular exam is going to have a total of 50 questions, and of those 50 questions, are going to be worth 2 points each. I was thinking of a quiz. All right, and then of this, edit, and I'll take 81 of those. Update. Now, and as you look at the bottom here, that means I now have a total of 180 multiple choice questions that I'll be able to use. So now I'll go next. And here's just a summary as far as where everything is. The folder locator will be under my tests. And we'll say finish. Now you can actually see the tests, see the questions. I'm going to tell it to show me all the questions. There. Now all 180 questions are showing up here. And you just kind of scroll through and you kind of get a feel for that, yeah, it actually did only bring up the multiple choice. Now, there are a few other options that we could add to this. For instance, suppose we want to also see, because right now what it's just giving the students is just giving them the answer. Well, if you go to this the little eye icon, we can give them a little bit more, such as we can give them feedback, references, as far as other than just the answer. And there's lots of other options we can add to that. Okay, and then I'll select OK. Let's move this a little higher so you can see it. Then I'll select OK. And it will now update the screen, as far as what now you'll see. This is exactly what the students will see back. They'll see not only the answer, but they'll tell them exactly the reference as far as where the answer can be found in that particular section. Okay. Now the next thing is you have options as far as what do you want to do with this test now. Now for me, because what I want to do is I want to upload it into Canvas. So I'll go File. Then I'll go to Export. These are the different formats you can export to. So with Canvas, you're going to take it to a QTI, use the 1.2 option. And it just takes a few seconds. And here's exam1.zip file that's created. Just as a reminder, if you take this file now and were to take this file and place it in whatever directory that you want to keep it in, just make sure that you keep it as a zip file. If for some reason you just unzip it, like I'll do here, just so you can see what the content actually goes across. Let's see, go to D, go to my bachelor programs, Cengage tests. We'll call this new folder networking. And I'll tell it to place it there. Okay, so now it just placed that file in, let's see, Cengage test, networking, and here are the two files. Okay, and you see now they're not zipped, because I unzipped them to bring them here. Just so you can see the file size and everything, because it's not a very large file, but it is there. So if you want to bring it back into Canvas, Remember to, don't forget, you have to take this file and you need to zip it back up, because that's what Canvas is going to be looking for. It's going to be looking for a zip file. Okay, so I'll call it, just call it exam 1. Well, networking exam 1. Networking exam 1. And I'll leave it right where it's at. It's compressed it. Okay, and there's the file. And that's what I would use to upload it. I'd use that actual, that's the test bank that I would upload into Canvas. All right, again, this is Dr. James Webb. And if you have any questions, give me a shout.